Fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a step dame or a dowager, long withering out a young man reveling.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And the moon, like a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriment, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I'll wake thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Oh, full of vexation of mind, complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. Your gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rise, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with fading voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauze, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweet meats, messages of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. Oh, with cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. Your gracious Duke, be it so that she will not appear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, that I may dispose of her, which shall either be to this man or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and to whom you are but a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his powers, either to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, thou there must be held a worthier.
I would my father looked, but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. For earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I live, so grow, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, in everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazy title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love. What is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine. And all my right of her, I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes in every way is fairly ranked, and not with vantage as Demetrius. And which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Neda's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I have heard so much. and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof. But being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. As for you, fair Hermia, look you, arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, either to death or to a vow of single life. Come, Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus. Go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you upon something nearly that concerns yourselves.
Duty and desire, we follow you.
Oh, now, my love, why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Alike for want of rain, which I could well retain them from the tempest of my eyes.
I me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was stiffened in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be thralled to look.
or else miscraft in respect of years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
or it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, to choose a love by another's eyes?
Or, if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as lightning in a collied night that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath the power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. So let us teach our trials patience, as it is a customary cross, as due to love, as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is a house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood a league without the town, where I met thee once with Helen to do observance to a morn in May, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus doves which knit the souls and prospers loves, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than women ever spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed for Helena, with her wit.
Call you me fair? Let fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Happy fair, your eyes are low stars, your tongue sweet air more tunable than like to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, oh that favor were so, yours would I catch for Hermia ere I go. My ear would catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue would catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being fated, the rest I'd give to you to be translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown on him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. My Lysander and myself shall fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then with graces in my love do dwell, but he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we've devised to steal.
And in the wood where often you and I, upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight, from lover's food till morrow, deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, and you. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some, or others some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, holding no quantity. Love can transpose form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Love, nor hath love of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, for in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys themselves in game forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, he dissolved in showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the woods tomorrow night will he pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But here in vain I do enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here's a scroll of every man's name fit throughout all Athens to plan our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then name the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work indeed, I assure you. Now call forth your actors. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready? Say what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover who kills himself most gallant for love.
This will require some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms, I will condole in some measure. And to the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I can play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cannon, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shots shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious car shall shine from far and make and mar their foolish fates. This was lofty. And to the rest, see, this was Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is still more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bells mender?
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe, a wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith let not me play a woman. I I have a beard coming.
Oh, that's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face? Let me play Thisbe too. I will speak in a monstrous little voice, I will. There's me. Oh, Pyramus! Thy lover dear, thy lady dear, thy Thisbe.
No, you must play Pyramus and flute, you Thisbe.
Proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Prince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Sam Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Prince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, do the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that it will do any man's heart good to hear me roar. I will roar that the Duke shall say, let him roar again. Let him roar again. Roar!
Yes, and should you roar too terribly, you would frighten the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek. And that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us. Every mother's son.
Yeah, it's true.
I grant you, friends, that if we should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice. I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, and 'twere any nightingale. Roar!
You may play no part but Pyramus! For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see on a summer's day, a most gentle, lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
But masters, hear your parts, and I'm to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town. By moonlight, there shall we rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. Meanwhile, I will draw a bill of properties such as that our play wants. I pray you will fail me not.
We will meet there and rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
The next time we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
Wait, bottom. You forgot to find my bread. What? Bottom.
How now, spirits? Whither wander you?